Livingston and Tangela too, and our host Vincent Van Dahl, and he brings it to ya. Creature features and all creatures and all creatures, and the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Don't get you tonight.
Livingston, who's on first?
Not this again.
What's on second?
You're not even doing it properly.
You don't know who is on third. Good evening and welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. The lovely little morsel of crumpet to this side would be the coyly agitating young muse of the manor, the dangerously lovely Miss Tangela. And the old bloke who stomped off rubbing his bruised bottom would be my typically genteel butler, Mr. Livingston. And we have a most superb program in store for you tonight. Firstly, as alluded to prior, we shall serve up a wonderful Abbot and Costello film titled The Time of Their Lives. This is a humorous ghost story that we think you will all immensely enjoy. Tangela says that the film is an utterly sublime cinematic experience where the puerile antics of Abbot and Costello are miraculously elevated by an unexpectedly sophisticated narrative, and that one will find a deftly woven tapestry of historical, fantasy, and comedy underpinned by a delicate interplay of temporal dislocation and spectral absurdity. She adds the film's ingenious mingling of the Revolutionary War intrigue with mid-century modernity and its clever moral allegory about redemption and legacy render it not only a farcical delight, but also a subtly profound reflection on the human condition. You obviously think higher of this film than even I do. Weirdo. Joining us to watch this grand old film will be our dear friend and previous Creature Feature host, John Stanley. John will give us the inside scoop about the making of tonight's film, tell us about some of his own horror stories he experienced whilst being a Creature Feature host, and perhaps even show us another one of his interesting self-penned tomes to the horror genre. So don't go away, for it is to be another night of Revolutionary War fright, right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned. Do you know how hard it is to get a subscription to TV Guide these days?
Oh, TV Guide.
Difficult. And you know, the new TV Guides, I like the old ones better because the new ones...
I love the old ones. You want to know why?
Why?
Because when I was 16 years old, I sold my first crossword puzzle to TV Guide.
No, you created a crossword puzzle?
Yes, and you know how much they paid me?
How much?
$15.
That was a small fortune back then.
And I started...
Especially for a young man.
I started making them off and on, you know, as I went to college.
I thought that this
started my
required
job.
scientists and computers to create those.
Well, you can use a computer to create it, but
Right, yeah.
This was back in the days where you sort of got some graph paper and you worked it all out.
Oh, how nice. You
Yeah,
did it.
and
He did it
typed it.
organic style.
Yes.
Wonderful. Welcome. We've got John Stanley tonight. You know, John is the former host of Creature Features. You did this for how many years?
5 years.
5 years.
From 1979 until 1984. And Bob Wilkins had started the show in 1971,
Right.
January.
Right.
So it was on for quite a long time.
Now, was there ever a gap from Bob's show to yours? Was it like every
No.
weekend?
No, there was a slight transition period
Right.
where I was trained. Bob would help me
Right.
how you do a show.
Right.
And but it wasn't very long, and we were
And that was
he stopped doing the shows. I took over. He stayed on for one more year. Playing. Remember the other character he played at Channel 2?
right. Captain
Cosmic.
Cosmic.
Yes.
So I have a question I've never asked you, and I'm dying to ask you.
Feel free.
Why did you change the theme song?
Why did I?
Oh, you did not do it.
No, I didn't have anything to do with the theme song.
So one of the
and
producers.
unfortunately, I don't remember the details of. I guess the station just wanted something new host, new.
It was
new
right because it was
music.
like the '80s. It was the cusp of the '80s, so they wanted to modernize everything.
Exactly.
And the old theme was a bit funky.
And one of the things I wanted to do with the show was try to get out of the studio and make what I called mini movies.
Right.
They would be takeoffs on the kind of feature films you might see.
Right.
Like we went to the Wax Museum at Fisherman's Wharf,
How fun.
and we did this wonderful thing where the Jack the Ripper comes to life, and a beautiful woman next to him, she comes to life and goes running down the aisle.
within
he's
the
chasing her
House
with
of
a
Wax.
knife. Yeah. And we went to hospitals to do shows in a graveyard one time. So we really, that was one of the things I wanted to add to the program. Also, playing Sherlock Holmes in an episode, trying to figure out a
Because
mystery.
Bob did not do any of this.
No,
type of
Bob
stuff.
never left the studio.
He did the weather, I understand.
There was a short period, when he was at Channel 2. I think it was only a year or so.
Right.
He was the, I think, evening weatherman.
Right.
And he once told me, that was something I just didn't really want to do. I wanted to stay with the characters I played.
Right.
Myself and Captain Cosmic.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a good movie tonight. The Time of Their Lives.
Oh, my gosh.
You've got it. He brought an entire sheet of information on this film.
Do you realize that was in 1946? Now, they had started making movies
Right.
Just before World War II. And during World War II, they made more money with their feature films at Universal than any other actor. It was utterly amazing.
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello.
They were like
yes,
They were like
And-
the Cheech and Chong of the 40s.
yes. And Bud Abbott loved this movie because normally it was Lou Costello who was the crazy guy who was always making mistakes, or the jokes were about him.
Right.
Suddenly in this movie, Bud was the one who received all of that.
Fun.
And he loved doing it.
All right. Well, let's not give away too much. Let's get this
Okay.
film started, and we're going to
Right.
get more details when we come back.
Good,
All right.
good.
Off we go to The Time of Their Lives. Don't go away. This is a really good film because John Stanley says so. See you soon. John, your hair looks rather luxurious today.
Yours looks stunning.
No, yours looks like you look like some kind of royalty.
When you first walked in a little while ago, I fell out of this chair.
Oh, no, we don't want you falling out of chairs.
And hit the floor.
No, if I were to do royalty, I would be one of the gods with the big hat, the beefeater hats, right? No, I think that's what my hairstyle has tried to mimic. Anyways, welcome back to the show. We are with the wonderful John Stanley. We are watching The Time of Their Lives. Wonderful film, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was a turning point in their career. It made so much money that Universal decided, let's do a whole series of horror films with Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. And listen to this. Abbott and Costello meet killer Boris Karloff. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
Abbott and Costello meet the Invisible Man.
And this
Abbott
went on for
and
years,
Costello
right?
meet the Mummy. And Abbott and Costello go to Mars with their one science fiction film.
My goodness.
All of these were incredibly successful movies.
Right.
And, $10 million were sometimes made from these films.
Good Lord.
They were so successful all across the country.
So
Absolutely.
this was the pinnacle of their career. What
Yes,
they did
it
before.
was. It was a turning point. Yes, indeed.
My goodness.
Yeah, and one of the characters in the film is played by Kirk Allen.
Right.
That should ring a bell if you're a Superman fan. He was the first actor to portray Superman in 2 movie serials in 1948 and 1950.
So this was prior. This film was prior to that.
Yes.
So he was not. Maybe it was like they said, "Oh, look how well he did with Abbott and Costello. Maybe we should make him Superman." Right? No,
Yes, he plays
happens.
he plays Dandy.
Dandy.
Oh, there's one other important thing.
Right.
When Bud Abbott and Lou Costello received a script from Universal,
Right.
you know the first thing they did?
What?
They called up Stan Laurel
Stan Laurel.
of Laurel and Hardy.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
They'd go to his house, and Stan would start giving them ideas how to make the script even better.
My
And
goodness.
they went through this process for each of the films I've just mentioned.
Well, I wonder if Stan Laurel got a credit on this film.
Well, that's an interesting question.
We'll have to wait for the end, right? And look.
I don't know if he did or not. That's a good question, though.
All right, what do you say we get back to the time of their lives, and then after this, we're going to do mail. But after mail, we're going to come back and find out more about this film from an expert on the topic, John Stanley, prior host of Creature Features. So you stay there, I'll stay here, you stay there, and we'll see you after the next break.
Okay, I'll be here.
Hello friends, Tangela and I would like to take a moment to compel you to join Creature Features TV. It is our new streaming service that offers you early access to Creature Features from your computer or your favorite set-top device. You can see the full archive of Creature Feature episodes, movies we've yet to present on the show, a library of items from the original program, plus many other items you won't find anywhere else. Your small yet generous subscription fee not only supports the operation of the service, but actually helps finance the creation of our show. It's a very inexpensive way to ensure that we'll be able to continue producing Creature Features for years to come. Not to mention it'll keep Tangela out of making mischief and wreaking havoc in the village as well. So please visit creaturefeaturestv.com to learn more. And thank you so much for your support. You do cause trouble.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Tangela, look at this. It's a free advice opportunity to help you get ahead. And no, it's you take one of these stamps and you put it on the order form, and they will help you with this. So one of them is like if you want to do writing or get your FCC license. What's an FCC license?
Federal Communications Commission.
Oh, why would you want to do this?
For television or
radio. But they have dental office assistant. She'd be a good dental office assistant, would she not?
She would be removing
All right, well,
teeth.
you should look it up. You should sign up for one of these. Welcome back to the show. John stepped away for a short moment so we could do some mail. Well, she kicked him out. Did she kick him out?
No, she eased him out.
She's so mean sometimes. So we've got mail from you, and we're going to read it right now, right?
Right.
What have you for me?
Are.
I am, yes.
Crown Point, Indiana.
Crown Point, Indiana. It's a wonderful place, I understand.
There's a card and a letter.
A card and a letter. Ooh, this looks like Halloween. Two creature features from Angela Guzzo. Happy Halloween. Look at this. From Papa Emeritus. I don't know who that is, but we'll put a big one up. And then Tangela will probably want to have a peek at this. And the note says, Dear Tangela, my name is Angela, and I'm a big horror movie fan. I love horror movies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, especially paranormal and demon movies. My two favorite rock bands are Kiss and Ghost. I think you are beautiful and awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, and I also collect skulls. Sincerely, Angela Guzzo. So she likes movies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but not from the 40s like tonight. Maybe we'll convert her tonight.
Perhaps.
To liking 40s movie. And Kiss, Kiss is a nice band, but I think Ghost would be better for a show like ours, would it not?
Ghosts.
A band called Ghost.
Sounds more appropriate.
It does, doesn't it? Thanks for writing, Angela. Next up, Mr. Livingston.
This one from Port Charlotte, Florida.
Oh, I like Florida. You know why?
Why?
They have hurricanes there. We don't have hurricanes here in California. We have, like, earthquakes once in a blue moon. And they're not even that eventful. A little bit of this, and that's it.
We have earthquakes every day.
Well, I don't feel them every day, do you?
Well, they're very minor.
Oh. He's probably got one of those seismograph machines. Oh, look at this. All right. This is from Laura Kimmick in Port Charlotte, Florida. I live in Ecuador. What's that? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, she's from Florida, but she lives in Ecuador.
Oh, all right. Dear Vince, Livingston, and Tangela, I enjoy watching creature features from Ecuador on YouTube. I didn't know they had YouTube in Ecuador.
Of course, they're worldwide.
Ecuador or YouTube? I am 60 years old and attending Oregon State University online and majoring in Spanish. Well, I suppose you would need to learn Spanish if you were to live in Ecuador, would you not?
Indeed.
It would help. My graduation will be in the spring of 2025. Ecuadorians love horror movies. That's wonderful. I never knew that.
Neither did I.
Regardless of their age, they would love creature features. One of my favorite parts of the show are the guest stars. Well, John Stanley's a guest star, is he not? Right?
He is quite the guest star.
He's a star, and he's a guest, so he's a guest star. Who would not want to be a guest star on the show? I have a U.S. mailing address because Ecuador's postal system is non-existent. Oh, that explains the whole address thing. This is why I use a courier service. Keep up the good work. Your fervent fan, Laura Kimmick. I like that term, fervent fan.
Fervent.
No, I think that's a wonderful thing. Well, thank you so much, Miss Laura, and we hope things are wonderful in Ecuador, and good luck with your English knowledge and schooling. Last one.
Thank you. An email from Scott Smileyface.
Scott Smileyface. I once knew a Scott Smileyface in grade school.
Did you?
Yeah, a bit of an odd lad, but I bet this Scott's better. Hi guys, love you all, especially you, Tangela. To raise money for your show, why don't you do a GoFundMe for Tangela? Well, the GoFundMe, what do we have? It's Patreon.
Patreon.
It helps Tangela as well. So go to our Patreon, there's the address below, and that helps Tangela because she breaks things and we use some of that money to replace the things, right?
And it's also good for bailing her out of jail.
That's right. Try and raise $1 million. In return, Tangela has to host one episode of Creature Features. That could be a blessing with all of your viewers to hear Tangela's voice. Just a one-off, mind you. All the best, Scott. Would you speak on camera for $1 million? She is not much of a money grubber. The only time she ever wants money is for explosive materials, right?
And tools.
And she doesn't even buy the type pre-mixed. She mixes her own explosives because there's a discount, I suppose, if you buy the chemicals and mix it yourself.
You can control the strength.
That's right. All right, is that it?
That's it.
That's it for letters. If you'd like to send us a letter of your own, visit Hello Creature Features. It's a website where we tell you how to send us a letter in the mail or an email or a package. You can send us a box with something inside, but make sure it is not a human head this time like last week. That was rather grisly, was it not?
That was gruesome.
No human heads.
And messy.
And messy. All right, well, we're going to get back to the film, but when we come back, John Stanley will be back with us, and he'll have an interesting tale to tell us all. Don't go away. Friends, don't forget we've got a second YouTube channel. It's at cfextras.com. You'll find all the extra stuff we create there, so don't miss out. Subscribe today. Welcome back. What a wonderful book.
Oh,
The Career That Dripped with Horror. Didn't you have one that was called Drip with Blood?
no, I had one called I Was a TV Horror Host.
Oh, you were.
And
you are still a TV horror host, right?
That's similar to this book in that it featured interviews I had done with celebrities in movies and television.
Right.
Some of them were done on Creature Features. Others had been done when I was a entertainment writer at the San Francisco Chronicle for 33 years.
You were there for 33 years?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yeah, I interviewed more than 800 celebrities from that period.
Oh, no, we can see quite a few here. You interviewed everyone from Star Trek, right?
Yes, I did over the years.
What's Shatner like?
William Shatner. He. We had lunch together. I think it was in 1967, 1 year after the program had started. And he loved to talk about not just the program, but some of the writers and science fiction writers he liked very much. He was really into that.
So he was hip on
the whole... He was really into that
right.
world of fantasy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A nice bloke.
Yes.
I don't know if he is anymore. He won't come on our program.
William Shatner?
No, Shatner won't come on our program.
That's
but that
too
could
bad.
be also a reflection of us, right? Maybe we're not worthy.
I think he's about the only survivor right now of the original cast.
Who else
the
is
original cast.
No, I think you're right. No, Chekhov.
Yes,
Chekhov, and then...
Anton Chekhov is still alive.
George Takei.
George Takei.
George Takei, yes.
George Takei, he's still around.
Yes.
So we should have like a pool to see who goes next. who goes to the final frontier next?
Yes.
That should be a thing. I bet you if you go on the internet. Have you tried the internet yet?
Oh yeah, I'm on the internet all the time.
Oh well, I would not say do it all the time because something like that could make you blind, could it not? Looking at all those websites. This is a fantastic book. How can people buy this book?
You can go to my website, www.stanleybooks.net.
Stanley Books. And Stanley is spelled Ley.
Yes, and there's 780 photographs.
780 photographs.
And there's around 80 sketches, too.
Including these two handsome blokes on the back.
Yes, Ken Davis, who he and I wrote some books together. He was a wonderful artist at the Chronicle. That's where we first met. And I put together the A to Z collection of horror sketches he did.
Right.
Because in my Creature Feature Movie Guide series, each letter would have a sketch at the beginning. Like A would be...
Oh, how clever.
A would be Alien. B would be Batman.
Right.
And so we put together...
Barbarella.
Or Barbarella.
Barbarella.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's get back to the film. And when we come back, you got some more interesting facts about this, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right, off we go to the time of their lives, 1946. We will see you after the break.
Hi there, my name's Josephine. I'm calling from Santa Monica, California, and I'm watching your show and the movie Love at First Bite. I've been homesick, and this has just cheered me up so much. I'm laughing so hard. You guys are so funny. But I just wanted to thank you. Thanks so much. Bye.
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, you're extremely tardy. We'll forgive him, though, right?
Oh, certainly.
We'll forgive him this time. We've got John Stanley, original Creature Feature host, on with us, and we're watching an old film that we chose just because we know you like the old ones.
Oh, boy, 1946.
1940. What were you doing in 1946?
Well, I would have been 6 years old. I would have been moving from Oakland, California,
Right.
where I had lived most of my early years, to Napa Valley.
Oh, nice.
My father had been
That's a nice
badly
change.
wounded in the war in the Philippine Islands.
Right.
And so when he came back, my mom had some family living in Napa. So we moved there. We kind of stayed with them for a while. Then we got our own home
Nice.
in 1947.
Very nice. So you're a grape bloke, right?
Bloke.
Great,
Yes.
great grapes. All right, so this film, our director Tom says that Costello would steal props. He was known for stealing props.
I never knew that.
He was stealing props from this film, and the problem with stealing from this film is they would film double exposures to do the whole ghostly thing, and they would have to like set up props and leave them in place, and then film something, and then film them again.
But
And
the prop
Costello
would be-
was stealing the props.
It would be missing, right?
That's right. So
Wow.
they'd have to send some poor lad off to Costello's house and say, "Can you please give us that clock back because we need it still?" And he'd be like, "Oh, right, there you go."
Well, you know, there was one more great success with Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. In 1952, they started their own TV series.
Oh,
Yeah, it was only on for 3 or 4 seasons,
right.
but it was so popular that some of the syndicated episodes were literally run hundreds of times.
Really?
Yes.
The
it
Abbott
was
and
just-
Costello show?
Yes, it was just fantastic.
Wow.
However, 2 years later, they both retired, and unfortunately, Lou Costello died only 2 years after they separated. He was only 52 years
Oh,
old.
no, that's sad.
That was very sad.
Right, right.
Now, Abbott, he had a difficult time in his later years. He owed the IRS almost $800,000.
Quite a bit of...
So he had to sell his ranch, he had to sell his home, and his whole life kind of collapsed for
That's
his
too
final
bad.
years. Although he did live to be 74. Yeah.
Still too young.
Yeah.
Still too
Yeah.
young. Well, let's get back to when they were younger and happier.
All right.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about some video you have.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes, yes,
All right.
definitely.
Off we go to the time of their lives. We will see you soon.
Hello, this is Mr. Livingston. It would appear I have been tasked with requesting you to help our show financially by visiting our Patreon page. Your generosity will help us keep Creature Features on the air. With only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new entertainment for your viewing pleasure each and every week. And if you have the desire to give more, you might even receive a gift from Tangela. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you.
Okay, you win. Get him off. Hello? You win.
John Stanley's Creature Features. I've seen this. This is a good video.
And you know who designed it?
Who designed what?
The
cover?
A fella named Tom Wersch.
Tom Wersch designed the entire
happens
thing?
to be your director.
Or just the packaging?
Well, he created it.
Oh, he did.
From the beginning,
I'm
yes.
sure he did a fine job.
Yes. The first hour and a half is dedicated to a history of motion picture trailers, horror and science fiction trailers.
Oh, good Lord.
And then the
Must
second...
be quite a few.
Yeah. And then the second portion is he selected different things from various shows.
Oh, nice.
So it's a composite of me interviewing and doing some of the mini movies and so on.
Right. And this is all from the archives, right?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
How much was left of the show?
Well, actually, each episode after they had aired the program was on a reel.
Right.
And they would erase it and use it over again.
Right.
So what you had to do was go into the film department after you did a show and say, please make a copy of segments 1, 2, and 3, or make a copy of the entire show. And then they would give you a tape back of that program.
And you could not do
and
this
that's
for every
the only
episode.
way it was saved. There was no library.
So how many full episodes of your show?
Oh.
Tom knows.
Well,
284.
284
Yeah.
was the total number of shows he did, but how many was saved?
Oh, how many were saved?
none of them.
Probably 50, probably he has on VHS.
50?
Well,
50
okay,
episodes?
yeah,
Really?
it shows that we asked them to save, yes.
Right. Well, all right. That's better than what Bob did, because Bob only had, what, 13, 14?
Oh, Bob only had maybe 6 or 7.
History. We save all our episodes. We don't throw them away.
And I believe Tom found most of those at Bob's home in Reno, Nevada.
Right.
We went there with a van. I think it was in 2016.
Right.
Went there with the van and helped him move all his material to Sacramento. And during that move, Tom found all of these VHS tapes.
Good Lord. How
Yeah.
amazing.
And that's how he was able to do the first documentary about Bob.
Right. All right. Well, what do you say we get back to this film? And before we go, you can find this at StanleyBooks.net.
StanleyBooks.net.
StanleyBooks.net, full of fun stuff. But in any case, let's wrap up this film, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, off we go to the end of The Time of Their Lives. Don't leave when the credits roll. John and I will be sitting here. Tangelo will be sitting here. And if you're not here, we'll be quite perturbed, will we not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. See you soon.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
And that wraps up The Time of Their Lives. Did you like it, love? Was the ending better this time than it was the first time? You've seen this twice now. This is the second time. This is the second time we've run this film. I like the ending where he walks into the light and the heavens closed. And, I imagine that happens sometimes. You walk through the light and it's like, it's a holiday, go back. Go back to Earth. We don't have room for you. It could happen. Anyways, what's next for John Stanley?
Well, I have in mind a book.
You do?
And I have the title for the front page.
Tell us.
It's going to be The Scariest. And below it, it's going to say, Creatures Designed to Alter Your Facial Features. So you got creature and features.
Oh,
And then
how clever.
That's down the middle of the page, and then on each cover, then on each side are some of the very best, scariest monsters, and hopefully in color.
That's a
There'll be like
fantastic
six.
idea.
There'll
No,
be
this
like
would be
six.
like the Encyclopedia Monstica.
And so
Right.
each page in the book will have a short caption describing whoever the actor is or the movie it's from.
That's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
Next week, can we get a copy?
It's still in the very early stages.
It's still in the gray
you know
matter
what,
stage.
You know what happened? For years, I was bringing home photographs from the studios, when I was at the Chronicle and then at Channel 2. And suddenly one day I realized, holy cow, I have hundreds of photographs of monsters or creatures.
Oh.
There's one of a naked woman in a bathtub. And her
Is that a monster?
Well, no, but it's so scary.
Oh.
Here's this beautiful woman.
In a
dead.
bathtub?
Yeah.
Oh, she's dead.
Yes.
You neglected to mention that, Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, her legs are.
I thought you were going to have a different kind of book going on there, John. That would have been interesting. John Stanley, pornographer. No, that could have been humorous.
No. Anyway, so I started scanning each of the monster pictures. I have a scan file around 300 monsters.
That's enough for a book.
It's enough for a book.
Do it.
I even found some more stuff recently that I didn't know I had.
Fantastic.
So I hope to be able to.
We want to see this book soon.
I hope I can do it.
Not 5
soon.
bloody years like this one. Make this one done soon. You have most of it done. Just don't be so verbose. Just keep it technical. It'll be your first technical book, right?
Correct.
That's right.
Very good.
All right, John, thank you so much for coming on again, and we hope to see you again
Vincent,
soon.
thank you so much. Tangela, it's so great to see you.
The pleasure is entirely ours. And as far as you guys go, thank you so much for watching our program. We know you could have been watching some silly program on Channel 4, but instead you joined us and John and Tangela, and for that reason, we love you, and we hope to see you next week. So, John, I'm thinking on going on holiday again, and you were such a wonderful guest host. I'm wondering if you might consider doing it one more time.
Yeah, been there, done that.